Oh, there we go. Oh, we can hear.
Rolling through the sand like a thought in the sky.
Is the voice clear?
The scarab spins truth where the cosmos collide. Energy whispers, it never says goodbye. The Beatles crawl, the Beatles ride.
Go to AmericanHealer.website now. Get the tools for health and inspiration the way God intended.
So to burst the chaos, yet the chaos rise. My name Beatles, 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 over and over, spinning the world in the grip of their shoulders. Beatles, 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 under and over, rolling through time till the blackness is sober. The heat fades lower, the order begins. A stillness so perfect it hums from within. The void sings softly, entropy takes a bow. In the shadow of silence, the scarab knows how. The second law is dancing, feeding life through decay. The third law holds the promise that the stillness will stay. Beatles,
Go to AmericanHealer.website now. Get the tools for health and inspiration the way God intended.
Okay, all right. Peace to the family. We getting ready to find out who up. We get ready to find out who is up for this late night kitchen session. Some chickpea mashed potatoes by accident one time. I don't even know. Yo, M4, you already trolling. So please explain this right here. How is it possible that you made chickpea mashed potatoes by accident? Like, how did you accidentally do that? Yeah, please explain how you accidentally did that. Come on, M4, don't disappear now. You got to explain that to us. Now, you didn't put that out there. Now that you threw that out there, we need to understand what you was going through in life. We need to understand what you was going through in life that led to that situation. You know what I'm saying? What happened? How did we get there? Like, how did all that unfolded? How did all that actually unfold to the point where, you know what I mean? Yeah, we want to know what had happened was I was making them in the pot. Okay. He was making them in the pot with too much water, so they got soggy and mushed together. All right. Well. Well. We ain't got no choice but to roll with that answer. It sound a little crazy. You know, I ain't gonna hold you. It don't sound correct. You know, but I love you. You know, it don't sound correct though. I just want you to understand that it sound a little crazy. Yeah, but it sound like you might have been under the influence of. It could have been some form of mufkazoot that was involved. I don't know. It was, it sounded like it might have been some mufkazoot that was involved in that situation. I don't know what you was involved in. I don't know what you was involved in. Yeah, the chickpea tuna. Now, I used to promote the chickpea tuna heavy. I had the chickpea tuna in my recipe book for protein. And we used to do the chickpea tuna. Actually, was it chickpea tuna? It might have been chickpea chicken salad. It was one of those two. Yeah, you know what? The chickpea was the chicken salad. And then the pumpkin seeds I was making tuna fish out of. That's what I was doing. We got the chef in the kitchen.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Hey, can you hear me clear?
I could definitely hear you.
Absolutely, man.
And I see the bag of Bushido blades is on.
Listen, man, we here, man. You know, nothing but the best, man. I can't wait to get into a couple things with you guys this evening. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. We locked in. We got enough viewers, ain't we? Gonna wait for a little bit.
Nah, we go crazy. Just let it rip.
Okay, so I got a couple dishes I want to go over with you guys tonight. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So I'm gonna do a Moroccan style chickpea stew, crispy Hawaiian plantains, and it's gonna have some sweet potatoes in it. Then I'm gonna do a red roasted pepper hummus with tahini, lemon, garlic, cumin, and I'm gonna top that off with glazed carrots and sweet potatoes. And I'm gonna use some of these plantains as well, just for a vessel, just to dip with. So it's gonna be pretty fun. So let's get into it. First, I'm gonna use a couple knives tonight. My beautiful paring knife, and we're gonna go with this one. So the quickest part of my element tonight will be the hummus. What I want to do is I'm gonna get the chickpea Moroccan style chickpea stew going first.
It's over the damn thing. It ain't dripping. As soon as I move it from off there, that's crazy.
Am I pretty clear? Let's get all this together. So I'm gonna move this camera up so you guys can get more of what I'm doing right now. That's about good right there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Beautiful, right?
Yep.
So what I like to do is get all my mise en place together. So
everybody get the cup out. Let me pour y'all a little bit.
All my veggies and everything are washed, ready to go. So what I'm doing, what I'm doing now is getting some ice cold water ready for my plantains. And the reason being is because I don't want them to oxidize. So I'm gonna take a little bit of lemon and cut that off, squeeze it into this water. All right. Move this to the side so you guys can get a clear eye view. And what I like to do with my plantain, I like to start right there, right? And then I like to kind of go down across the plantain, piercing the flesh. Then I'm gonna start to peel. Now, you don't want to destroy the plantain. You want to be real delicate with it. As you can see, the flesh is easily coming off. You don't want to be too aggressive with it. You want to keep that intact because I want nice thick chips so I can scoop my ingredients up. This will be
Now wait a minute. Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will. Did you because I'm from the Bronx.
Uh-huh.
Now in the Bronx, plantain is a serious thing now.
Absolutely.
The Puerto Ricans, you know, they got control over the culinary delicatessen palette in the Bronx.
Absolutely.
Now we crossed the bridge, 155th Street, 161st Street. It's 161st Street in the Bronx, but then we cross the bridge, we on 155th. We go straight up to the west side. Amsterdam, Broadway, all that. That's the Dominicans. So the Bronx got the Puerto Ricans, west side of Harlem got the Dominicans. Plantain is a serious thing. We can't even play with that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So why is it that those plantains look like they on steroids? Those is easy.
It's just a specific type of plantain. That's the only thing. The way that it's grown is almost identical as all the other ones. It's just a bigger plantain. Is a little bit more. It has a little bit more tang to it. A little savory than the other ones. But it's actually almost identical. Just a different variation of it.
Now the thing that gives it the flavor, oddly enough, is the nutrition profile.
So I'm gonna drop these right in this lemon infused water. That's gonna stop it from oxidizing. So I don't want them to turn brown.
Yeah, the nutrition profile is crazy on them Hawaiian plantains right now. You got.
I would consider this one similar to a complex carb.
Oh no, it's definitely, but it's a because you do have the resistant starch. So resistant starch is a part of the nutrition profile. Resistant starch is good for fighting against colon cancer. Because they make it all the way down to the bottom of the digestive system, and they feed the microbiome down there. So resistant starch and particular types of fiber that's strong enough to make it through the digestive system is good for the colon because it allows the colon, you know, the microbiome that populates the colon to stay in a good microbiome space. When they starve, then the diet is just, you know, based on simple sugars and things, simple starches. They never eat down there, and that raises your cancer risk for colon, you know, your colon cancer risk through the roof. You know, and that's especially important for men and women that's you know, being penetrated in the backside.
Pause.
Yo, nah, I'm just saying. It's serious because being anally penetrated is one of the highest things that increase your risk factor for colon cancer. So when I heard about Black Panther, and when I heard about Clark Kent the DJ, you know what I'm saying, immediately I was like, man, that's wild,
So I'm gonna load this dish up with a lot of aromatics. This dish is gonna have a lot.
We'll just try to go right past it.
Transition quick.
Yo, Will Poker Face is immaculate. All right, so we off that, but that is serious though. People that's interested in that can look that up. But no. You have a very strong nutrient profile in the Hawaiian plantains, which includes the gallic acid, your catechins, your epicatechins, your resistant starch, your carotenoids, and then also the nutrient profile is so strong. When we talk about food as medicine, the Hawaiian plantain, the actual plant part, is used as a herb. So the plant part is so powerful in terms of medicinal or therapeutic value that they actually sell that separately. So the Hawaiian plantains is definitely top notch in terms of nutrition. Now what is that you got going on right there?
I just have some yellow onions, very neutral onion. I use these for anything, like when I'm braising something, when I'm making stews. This is going to be the foundation of this whole dish. This Moroccan style chickpea stew. So before you do anything, you want to make sure your garbanzo beans are soaked overnight. Soak them overnight. If they're not soaked overnight, then I don't want them. Never go with a canned garbanzo bean. You want to soak them and you want to use them in that capacity. You're going to get a way better quality. You can control that moisture content. When you're buying them from the can, they have a high moisture content, and they're definitely not the same at all. You're going to get a totally different product. Sometimes they become very mushy, but if you soak them overnight, the cooking process is definitely cut halfway down.
Now, wait a minute. That's kind of crazy, though, because I was raised in a welfare house and all that back in the days when food stamps was colored, rainbow colored money. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no EBT and none of that. And my mom still never, ever bought, like, onions in a can. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, nobody buys onions in a can.
No, not onions. I'm talking about the garbanzo beans.
Okay.
The chickpeas.
Okay.
I'm talking about those. Did you see when I showed those, guys?
No, you might have to come back to those.
All right, right here. These are the garbanzo beans.
Okay.
These are soaked overnight. And it cuts the cooking time well down all the way to half.
Now, wait a minute.
Sometimes a little bit more.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Well, before we go there, the onions are really good for your mitochondria and also for your NRF2 system, because onions have a wide variety of sulfur compounds in the onions. That's one of the things that make people tear up. So even when you have the softer onions, you still have the compounds. They're just not as pungent. But my question to you is about the chickpeas in the can.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about the liquid?
The liquid inside
Inside the can, because people use that liquid in the can for a lot of different vegan dishes.
Yeah, they use it for mayonnaises, binders, different stuff like that, emulsions, different sauces.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I feel like it's a quick, easy way to kind of develop something, but at the same time, it's from a can. So you're getting that processed minerally vibe coming from it. It's not 100%. So you got to take that in consideration as well when you're doing anything from a can. It's convenient, it's quick, it's fast, but it's not the best quality. Another thing, I want to touch on what Ink is talking about when he said getting things in a can. Mostly where we're from, when we grew up, we were taught to eat a certain way. We were taught to eat a certain way, and most of us lived off of corner store foods. A lot of us didn't have home cooked meals, and I feel like we wasted a lot of money. For instance, this whole dish, I'm going to make enough food for maybe 20 people. I'm doing a hummus, I'm doing my plantains, I'm doing a Moroccan chickpea soup, and I can probably feed about 15 to 20 people with this. And it was $60 tops for all my ingredients. I had some stuff in the pantry, but it was about $60. So green pepper is going to be a part of my aromatics. So take the centerpiece out. All right. And then it's 4 chambers of a pepper. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. So when you're cutting a pepper, you want to go across those chambers. Down. 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 There you go. Always sharp knife. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to slice these as well. I want to give this stew a lot of symmetry, a lot of different things going on. Typically, people want to dice their onions and peppers. I'm going julienne mine. Just to have some fun with the dish.
Now, julienne, explain the difference between julienne and dice.
Dice is more of this is a dice, right? You get small dice, you get medium dice. That's a dice. Julienne is more of strips. I'm gonna take some chilies. I got some Serrano chilies right here. So you can de-seed these if you want. If you want to de-seed them, you just take your knife and you just wrap it around as so, and continue to wrap around until you take the seeds out. And these, that's going to make it less spicier.
Will, show us the Serrano chili again. We missed it. Okay.
Serrano.
Now
It's a very
those is like 400% times. Those is 400% hotter than jalapenos.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those Serrano chilies is good for a wide variety of things, but like pain, killing pain. They have a high amount of alkaloids in there. They speed up the metabolism.
So we got that ready. And
they're good to stimulate your liver and your gallbladder system. So for people that like to drink a lot of alcohol, you need to make up.
I'm gonna add some sweet potatoes. I'm gonna add some sweet potatoes to this as well.
Are those yellow or purple?
What did you say?
Are those yellow or purple?
Yellow.
Okay.
Yellow sweet potato.
So that's beta carotene. That's beta carotene, chlorogenic acid, quercetin.
Sweet potato. All right. Any questions so far?
No, you cooking. Are those Serrano chilies hotter than Scotch bonnets?
No way.
Okay.
Scotch bonnets is a lot hotter than these. So quick thing, rule of thumb. Whenever you're cutting anything that rolls like this, you want to create a base. So you want to cut that off. This will stabilize the sweet potato, right? And then I'm going about 1/4 of an inch thick. And you want to make sure you have a sharp knife right there. So what I do is stack these. And then right here, you do 6, and then you go. Do the same process again.
Stop it, Paul. You can handle these. You can handle this. You can handle these peppers. He's not gonna put. He's gonna blend it into the dish, so the peppers is gonna blend into the dish. But the nutrient profile is crazy. So
Absolutely.
So far, we got a high amount of vitamin A between the Hawaiian plantain, which are really high in carotenoids, the sweet potato, which is high in carotenoids, and then you have the antioxidant profile, which is insane through the roof. The antioxidant profile is crazy from the isoflavonoids, the saponins, the polyphenols, and the chickpea. Then you have the gallic acid, the catechins. You know, you got you got a pinch of the herbal compounds from the plantain blends into the fruit. Obviously, then you got the green pepper, which people sleep on. The green peppers add more vitamin A. So this is a really good dish so far for the lymphatic system and the skin.
I'm going to go down the line with your spice components that you're going to need. And Ink, you can give some, you can elaborate on each one of these spices for them. Give some context why I'm using these spices. So first, clove. I'm going to use a little bit of clove. It's going to give it some nuances. A little slight hint of it. You're going to feel it on the back part when you're eating this dish. Ground ginger, just a little bit. This is going to elevate that dish and give it another layer of flavor as well. Bay leaves. A little bit of curry seasoning. Smoked paprika. Some tomato paste. And mushroom powder. That's how the dish is going to be built. Oh, I forgot something, guys.
What's in that mushroom powder?
You got oyster mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms. You got nutritional yeast. You got Himalayan. You got Himalayan salt. What else?
All right, I just need.
You got yeast extract. Things like
really
that.
Just needed to know which mushrooms was in there.
Huh?
I really just needed to know which mushrooms was in there, but it's good you told me the nutritional yeast is in there because I know that's gonna come with some protein and some B vitamin.
So we're gonna add some garlic to this as well. I almost forgot about that. Can't have an amazing dish without garlic.
I was about to say you can't have no plantains without garlic.
Absolutely not.
That got to happen.
Absolutely not. So I'm gonna thinly slice some of this garlic.
So all right, well, we might as well start off with the garlic. So when it comes to the garlic, you know you have a bunch of different sulfur compounds in the garlic, which is a a reason that garlic often complements onion. They both.
So I'm gonna bring you guys over to the burner. We're gonna get into some action.
We on location.
All right. I'm gonna put my rondo over here. I'm gonna elevate this all the way up.
Your rondo?
Yeah, it's a little rondo.
That's the name of the pot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, we learning some culinary vocabulary as well, family.
You can see this pot been through the trenches a little bit. All of that's flavor in the bottom, so don't get nervous.
I was about to say that's how my mama said the pot's supposed to look.
That's all flavor for you guys. So I want to walk you through this culinary journey really fast. You're not going to see me as much.
But yeah, the onion and the garlic is really good for your
I'm gonna start you off with some coconut fat.
Okay.
My fault, Nate. Go ahead.
Nah, you cooking. You cooking. You cooking. Don't worry about it.
Once we come in there, we're gonna go with this garlic, right?
Yeah.
We want to get that all nice and happy. All right. Give it a little shake. Control your heat. You can maneuver it right from there if it starts cooking too fast. All right. Onions. Don't worry if a little bit of the peppers get in there. You know how I'm coming.
Let's just add more flavor and personality to the dish.
So peppers. All right. Now we're going to start working that in. All right. What I like to do before those wilt all the way down, I like to start adding my spices in because I want these oils to kind of release, right? I want them to release and I want that flavor to be deep, rich. And the only way to do that is to toast your spices. And this is what we're about to do. So, 1/4 teaspoon smoked paprika.
Okay, let's go crazy.
1/2 teaspoon ginger. If I'm moving too fast, tell me slow down.
Nah, keep cooking. I'm getting, yeah, you got it. Go.
A pinch of clove. I'm gonna add about 2 crumbled up pieces of bay leaf.
And you know them bay leaves is
Curry spice blend, about 1 teaspoon.
them bay leaves is loaded with nutrients.
All right. So we're gonna put all this together. We're gonna turn up the heat a little bit more. Flavor is rocking out. That smell is shining through right now. The smell is crazy in here, man.
I feel like I could almost smell
I'm
it.
gonna add a little bit of avocado fat, just a little bit to bring it all in.
I swear I feel like I can smell a little bit though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Right? I'm gonna add my chilies in right now as well. Why not? I like a lot of spice, so don't worry about me.
What's your nationality, Will?
I'm from Camden, New Jersey. I'm I didn't do ancestry.com, but my grandmom has some Indian in her. And that's about all I know. But African descent.
Just saying, you working them peppers like a real islander.
Real tough. Right? Where we at, guys? We got that in. I'm gonna come in with some salt to pull out some of that moisture. Cracked black pepper. And be generous. Right? I'm gonna go with about 2 heaping tablespoons of tomato paste. Right? We're going to do this method called pinsa. And what pinsa is basically taking the tomato paste and cooking it. And as you're cooking it, that mineral flavor will leave it and it'll be smooth. So it's called pinsa. Never drop your tomato paste in and just cover it with liquid. You want to cook that mineral flavor out and get all of those notes inside of it. And you want to do that for about a minute, minute and a half. I'm going to follow up with my chickpeas. Here we go. A lot of flavor going on in here. Check me out. Boom. A little bit more. Right? Now we're going to bring these together. Look at those colors. Right? I'm going to hit them with the sweet potatoes now. Get it all in there.
Man, we didn't watch that happen right there in front of our faces. We didn't watch that.
So I'm going to add about 6 ounces of coconut. And follow it up with 2 cups of water. Right? So
we got people trolling us in the chat talking about now all you got to do is drop the oxtails in.
that's what they said, Ink.
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. That's a delicious base. It really looked like all you need to do is drop anything in there that's ready to go.
Yeah.
And the nutrient is so much. I honestly can't even keep up. I'm gonna have to wait till you finish cooking to walk down all these antioxidants and nutrient profiles and because it's crazy.
They said drop the oxtail in, huh?
Not they. We got one islander. We got one yard, one man from yard.
Get that going.
Oh, now see, he gonna start sprinkling stuff in there. We don't know what's happening right there. You see the chef, that's the chef fingers right there. He didn't put the special chef fingers. We don't know what happened right there.
That was a little pinch of salt, ain't just a little pinch.
Interesting.
Just a little pinch.
Interesting.
A little something light.
There's no such thing as a little pinch of salt.
Oh.
I want y'all to know that. A pinch of salt changes a whole entire flavor profile.
Absolutely.
Dish.
So I'm gonna throw a little bit of rosemary in, about 2 sprigs. I'm gonna leave that in for about once it comes up to a simmer, about 7 to 10 minutes. I don't want it to cook all the way into that dish and overpower it. I just want some of that flavor to kind of melt into everything else.
Okay, so we do have a question.
Talk to me.
Is there a reason why you have that extra burner going?
Why I have the extra burner going?
Yeah.
To be honest, it don't even supposed to be on, so I'm gonna cut that off. Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
Nah, you going in so crazy. I ain't gonna hold you. Somebody in the chat asked that question. My man Takeover. But I was thinking the same thing in my mind, and I'm thinking there's a science to it. I'm thinking like, oh, okay, now he got that prep. He got that prep so he could drop something right on there. So I thought that was on purpose.
It's all good, man.
Yeah. Definitely. We're gonna lower the gas bill. That's a fact. Okay, so
Add a little bit of mushroom powder, about a teaspoon.
Now that mushroom powder, you know what? I'm just wait.
Talk to me, Ink.
Now, because you got so many different things. That mushroom powder, they got a particular ingredient in mushrooms that's not found anywhere else. It's called ergothioneine. And ergothioneine, they trying to say that add 100 years to your lifespan.
Give us some breakdown on that, Ink.
I don't know how it does it. I definitely know that it's not exactly going to give you 100 extra years onto your lifespan, but it is that powerful though. It is that powerful that this is one of the things that are going to be highlighted as we move into the RFK, the Trump and RFK future. And when we start to see food, when we start to see food as medicine, it's a beautiful shift that's going to take place. But I'm trying to get all my people prepared for the shift in the pricing that's going to happen. So the price on mushrooms is going to go through the roof. And mushrooms is something that's already pretty expensive. But when you start to take into consideration compounds like ergothioneine and lovastatin and arididine and all of these other different compounds, and we're gonna go, we'll talk about them later. But yeah, it's gonna take the price of mushrooms right on up through the roof. But y'all know the mics is working, right? Just saying, the mic's is high quality, you know. I just want y'all to know the mic's is high quality, man.
We gonna switch it over here, right?
Yeah.
We about to start getting busy with the plantains and give y'all another look.
Now, how are we gonna do these plantains?
I'm just gonna crisp them up and turn them into nice chips. They're gonna be like a little vessel to go with it, so you can enjoy that. Toss it in a little bit of garlic and some cilantro, and have it like that. It's going you just a dipping vessel for the dish. That's all.
Cilantro, man, you talking crazy.
Yeah.
Cilantro is one of my favorites. I love cilantro. Cilantro is the cheat code for the heavy metal detox. Yeah, cilantro get them heavy metals out of your body. Yeah, we gonna be, man, I might be live all night. Y'all gonna be home and in y'all bed. I'm gonna still be on live tonight while y'all long gone. Y'all gonna be the finished cooking, cleaned up the kitchen, made it. I'm gonna still be live trying to explain all these different compounds and all of the chemistry associated to what we done seen tonight. So this is crazy.
I have a little bit of tea. I got some green tea. Somebody was asking what I was drinking. Some green tea. I'm gonna add my plantains in.
Man, them joints look the same size as little sandwiches you can make with them.
You want to have this heat on about medium.
What kind of oil is that?
Avocado.
Okay, interesting. Why you go with avocado?
I like the smoke point for these ones. I want something with a higher smoke point that's going to help cook it. Sometimes with the coconut fat, it's a saturated fat and it has the tendency to burn, but I wanted that flavor into this dish and it adds a lot of richness. The avocado oil is more neutral and it's going to let the plantain shine through. It's going to let the plantain kind of stand alone. I don't want that to be coated with that coconut fat because I'm already going to have it in the Moroccan style stew. So I want to do something different. Different fats for different preparation. You got to know your fats in order to really bring the dish to the forefront because there's so many different varieties of fats. When you start to understand and break them down, you'll be like, oh, wow, I can use this. I can use this for that. What you want to try to stay away from, and I know it's hard, is seed oils. I know we've been hearing a lot about that for such a long time, but it is something that we need to kind of get out of our diets. You know, we need to kind of adjust and try new creative ways to cook. Just understanding what we have. So yeah, this stew is coming together, and it's all patience when it comes to this type of stuff. We come back here. I just want to give you guys the ultimate visual so you can see.
We appreciate
what's going on.
We definitely appreciate the visual. You know what's interesting is that I don't think I thought about how different oils can neutralize or complement the flavor profile. That's a new take on cheese and oil. Because typically, you know, I talk about oils in terms of smoke point, because you know oils will go rancid, but I never really thought about it from the the perspective of flavor profile.
Yeah, those oils play a major factor into your cooking. So get these two. Just give those time. And are you guys familiar with Hawaiian plantains? Pass me that trash can.
I'm not sure if anybody in the chat has ever had Hawaiian plantain.
Hey, can you get a visual? Can you get a visual of that on the screen? Pull something up. I'm gonna show you guys.
We saw yours.
This is a Hawaiian plantain.
Yeah, them doing some crazy things. Oh, look, we got one person said they done had some Hawaiian plantain. So, okay.
Oh, we got somebody in there that had them?
Yep.
I like it. I like it. We gotta turn. There we go. We almost lost one, but we still here.
Oh, man, those look perfectly done. You acting up, Will. That's giving me Bronx vibes right now. That's making me homesick. Them is perfectly done. Now, all I need is a little cup of garlic sauce and just a wrap.
Then we in there.
That's how we eat. That's how I eat them. I got to dip mine in the garlic sauce.
You said you got to dip it in your garlic sauce.
Yeah, I got to dip it in the garlic sauce. They had the little cups in the Spanish restaurant, the cuchi fritos. They have the little cups. You pay like extra 50 cents. They give you a little cup of garlic sauce.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got to have those. I put that garlic sauce on everything.
You got to have that add-on.
Man.
Definitely.
The mojito, absolutely. The mojitos. I got to have a mojito. Woo, come on now. If you take the train to 161st Street in the Bronx, you take the train to Burnside. If you take the 4 trains to Burnside in the Bronx, when you walk down the steps, you automatically smell the garlic because it's like 8 Spanish restaurants right there on Burnside and Jerome. Every side of the street got a Spanish restaurant. Crazy.
What we're going to do is we're going to start smashing those. Still need a little bit more time to cook. But I'm going to show you a little easy method to get those to where you want it to be. So I'm going to make a nice dipping sauce for you guys while that's working. We're going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I got my blender set up right there. Right? So I'm gonna have garlic. All right. I'm gonna do a little bit of red wine vinegar, garlic. What else we have? A little cilantro. And we're gonna emulsify that all together. And this is what the plantains are gonna get tossed in. So I'm gonna show you guys really fast. Let me prepare my garlic. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in with about 1, 2, 3, 4 cloves.
Okay, so we got 4 cloves in. Make sure
I'm gonna go in with a half a bunch of cilantro. Make sure you clean your cilantro. Don't just throw it in there.
Hey, Will, they said they ain't see you measuring nothing.
Well, it's muscle memory. I'm gonna give you the measurements, and I'm gonna just cook with the spirit.
Now we moving with the spirit too. This is pure inspiration. This is pure inspiration. He has learned everything by heart.
Give this another turn.
This is cutting edge holistic knowledge on display right here.
Okay. After that, I got a little bit of tahini. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of that
Oh, he trolling
to the dish.
Ain't Will trolling? He going crazy, ain't he?
All right. I'm going to eyeball this.
Now, where you putting that tahini in the blender?
Absolutely. It's going to help give this more of a richness and bring it together. So I'm going to show you. Just watch.
That's right. You already know the vegan mafia is back, baby. You sure?
So we're going to go.
You sure you vegan out?
That's about 2 tablespoons, roughly. About a tablespoon of maple syrup. Right? Pinch of salt. Generous pinch. Right? Make sure I give this a mix. Clean as you go. Let's go with 2 tablespoons of vinegar. There we go.
Or 3.
Nah, that's about 2. That's about a good 2.
2.5.
Now we're going to place this down.
Again, family, this is cutting edge holistic knowledge.
It's looking good.
This is what the pharmacy's supposed to look like.
Right?
This is what the pharmacy's supposed to look like. You're supposed to get that medicine from the farm or the sea. That's what the pharmacy's supposed to look like.
Loaded up little black pepper. Right? Let me give this a little taste. That's nice right there. Really nice. I was going to add a little bit of mushroom powder, but this flavor is on point. Let me show you how the sauce looks.
Man, that look like smoothie ingredients right there.
See?
I ain't gonna hold you. That right there. I might add 2 or 3 more things to that. That's a cleanse right there. That's a cleanse right there. That's highly therapeutic, especially with the amount of garlic and cilantro you put in there.
See that? Any questions, guys? So what I do is I'm gonna take my plantain. I'm gonna give it a nice push and turn it into a nice little chip. Hold on. I'm gonna add that back into the pan. All right. Follow up with another one. Same process. Stuck to the bottom, but we'll get it all. Add that.
Exactly. Tostones. That's the name. The tostones. Yeah, the tostones and the mojito. Family at home, when you're watching this video, definitely put all your questions in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. Because we got more people is going to watch this video tomorrow than is watching it right now because everybody already sleeps.
A little bit more.
Oh my goodness, what you did to them joints? That's looking crazy in here.
Smash them. And then added them back in there.
Why you add them back in after you smash them?
Because I want to redevelop that crust again. The starch is kind of like spread out and it's no longer crunchy.
Okay.
So when you smash them, it's basically the surface level changes, and it's kind of a different product now, you know. So you gotta. The objective is to have them crunchy.
Yep.
Uh, Chickpea stew going crazy over there.
Oh man, that's right.
Still got time.
Dean trolling us talking about the aromatics in the kitchen is crazy.
That's what my brother said.
Yeah, he's trolling us. Listen, when the spot get open, what we talking about? March or May?
May, most likely.
Man, it's gonna be a line out there because it's gonna be a line like they dropping a new iPhone inside of a pair of Jordans. Look, it's not gonna be a line like it's for Jordans or iPhone. It's gonna be like it's a line out there as if it was an iPhone inside a pair of Jordans. Like the line to get in that spot gonna be crazy. Who going to Philly for opening day? Who going to Philly for opening day? I'm gonna be
Real
in Philly
creamy.
on opening day.
Oh, these are beautiful. These are exactly where I want them to be.
Jersey. Who is going to Jersey? That make it easier for me to get there. Talk heavy. Who's going to Jersey for opening day?
That yes, sir. Hopefully we have a long line, ain't?
Nah, it's gonna be a long line because you already trolling us right now. What you think we thinking right now as we looking at this, and we can almost smell like all of the ingredients that we already know what they smell like. Our brain, our olfactory system memory is already kicked in. So we already smelling some of them ingredients already in our mind.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, folks already talking about they on the way and all that. Folks already talking about they on the way. Yeah, I'm telling you, May is gonna have a line, man. It's gonna be crazy. I'm coming out there.
So I'm gonna give these a little try. See where we at with it.
Exactly. See, that's what I'm talking about. He definitely trolling us for sure.
Money.
We're gonna try. We're gonna give these a little try. Well, at least give us a fake try. Put up a spoon. Put the spoon up to the camera so we can get a fake taste.
All right. Let me get y'all close. Let me set this area up real fast for you guys.
Yeah, we want a fake taste. I be pouring digital cups of smoothies for people when I'm drinking my smoothie. I gotta digital share it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pour digital cups for the family. So yeah, you gonna have to make us some digital forks of that right there. That look wow. And I'm gonna be up till 2-3 o'clock in the morning breaking down the nutrition.
is all fact. This is cutting edge holistic knowledge.
You guys to get into this really fast. Yeah.
Notice he didn't make the bowl messy or none of that. The plating is even immaculate.
Right? It ain't done yet. You all right, Dean? We're gonna add some of this sauce on top. Right?
I like the contrast in the color.
Some of those green herb on top. You there with it? Yeah.
See, that's how they do you in the Spanish restaurant too. That's why I be having to buy me a little side cup of sauce. Like, let me get some extra sauce on the side. How much is a little cup of that sauce for me to get on the side right there? I'm gonna need me some sauce on the side because you done sprinkled a little sprinkle on there. I'm gonna need me a whole little program. I'm gonna need me a whole little program on the side. Yeah, I'm gonna need me a whole little program on the side. Yeah. I'm gonna need me a whole little program on the side. Y'all laughing? Don't laugh. Listen, I know at least half y'all was thinking the same thing. Like, come on now, we just watched you make that sauce fresh with the garlic. That's a garlic-based sauce. He put the garlic cloves in first, then he doubled down with the cilantro. That right there is how you get your immune system on fleek right there. That's how you get your immune system at 1,000. So he done started with the garlic, and I need you to like, don't dash me. I need you to do like that when you put my sauce on there. You got to, I need you to put your whole wrist, like you got to go like that when you put the sauce on there for me. You can't be dashing it. You know what I'm saying? Don't dash my sauce. You got to. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know. I know I'm not the only one. Like, yo, all right, how much for that sauce right there? Let me get you. Yeah, just put me a little cup of that. Then I got to look around at the family. Okay, anybody else want? You know what? Let me get 6 of them little cups of sauce. Put me 6 of them on the side right there. Yeah, put me Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, this is, high class culinary, we in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Now that might roll out in the neighborhood. That bowl might roll out maybe $20, $25. That same bowl downtown might roll out $65, $85, right? If you go in the roof, if you go in the roof with it, right? That bowl might roll out $160. maybe 125, depending on what restaurant you're in. So, but you know how we give it up at the neighborhood. What is you doing with my sauce family? Just put your I need you to don't dash me. Don't hit I need you to put that, you know what I'm saying? Like pour it. Pour it. Yes. Pour it on there. I need you to drench it. I need you to drench it. I need you to drench it.
Photosynthesis. Green is the business. Health is wealth. What are both instances? Green is the business. Green is the business. Get your order still. 100-pack chlorophyll, more than real, applaud the deal. Vitamin K for the blood, vitamin A for your eyes. Power of the ocean. American Healer is the GOAT. And give big bro price for the low. Cop and go, let them know. We cleanse, and fasting. Get the month manual today. We don't clay. Desire and cry.
Cutting edge holistic knowledge, man. Cutting edge holistic knowledge, man. You got to go to Amazon and get y'all text, man. Get this science. Because listen, that's what we getting ready to do. After we go through, the full-fledged breakdown, or rather the full-fledged demonstration of putting the food together, then we getting ready to go through all of the GLP-1 agonists, from the different strains of fiber. We're going to walk through all of the antioxidants. I want to know who is staying up tonight. Who is staying up tonight? We snowed in. I just want y'all to know. This might as well be a weekend for me. This is a weekend over here. Schools is closed, roads is closed. We snowed in. This is 1,000 below zero in my neighborhood. We snowed in. Snow up to your neck. So we up all night. We up all night. Oh yeah, it been hit us. When you say it, I don't even know what that means. Yo, we in Michigan. I keep trying to explain this to y'all with as much love as possible. We in Michigan. Detroit is a wild place. You know what I'm saying? Because Detroit, and we east of Detroit, but even Detroit is a wild place because you can get all 4 seasons in one day. You can get all 4 seasons of weather in one day in Detroit. Like it's wild out here. Period. Snow, rain, sunshine, all that in one day. Everything happens here. You said you getting ready. Where you at? We in Michigan. What state you in, Regina? Oh, snowstorm headed y'all way on Sunday. Okay, so maybe that means the snowstorm is coming past us towards y'all, because y'all on the East Coast. Yeah, so if you're on the East Coast, further on the East Coast, it's probably going to be a little bit early, or it's just going to last multiple days, because it's been snowing here for like 4 days straight. Yeah, it's been snowing here since the weekend. It hasn't stopped. So you go shovel your joint, you know, however your living situation is, you shovel your car out, shovel your driveway, shovel in front of your building, whatever you got to do. By the time you go to work and come back, or by the time you go to bed and wake up in the morning, it's all, you can't even tell anything was shoveled. It's all back to scratch again. Here go Mr. Moon. Let's see what Mr. Moon talking about. What you doing, Mr. Moon? Okay. See, I knew Mr. Moon was trolling. I still love you. Don't worry about it. It's after midnight, so it's all right. A little bit of trolling is acceptable. Yeah, I knew he was coming in trolling. You trust me. You good. M4 already talked about dropping oxtails into the chickpea stew. So you fit right in. Don't worry about it. You good. And absolutely. See, hold up. Underneath his trolling, this is actually a very good question. Right here. Underneath the trolling, this is a very good question, right? Because I used to say this all the time, right? And I may have to start reiterating it, right? This is the high technology of seasoning. The high technology of seasoning. Listen, this is important, y'all. The high technology of seasoning, right? When people think of seasoning, they just think about the herbs changing the taste profile, right? That's why we're going to stay up. Once we get through with the food, we're going to go through all of the nutrients, right? Because when you add the seasoning into the food, it literally changes the food. Your body registers and digests and breaks down and metabolizes the food totally different. So you can open up a couple of capsules of any of the herbs and add it to your dish. Now, I would not open up a whole capsule and put it on my plate. But you could definitely add 1 or 2 capsules of the detox to your pot while you cooking. And so that way those herbs can add to the nutrition profile of the whole, whatever it is that you're cooking, right? So if you're making, what we got here on this wild program here? Oh, perfect. Smothered pork chops. Please. Now, I said 1 or 2 capsules. You might need to add 7, 8, or 9 capsules. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Hey, you might you just add, you just work the taste. You might put a half a bottle. You just go to taste. You know what I'm saying? But no, seriously. You know what I'm saying? But any amount helps. This is why we put the Blue Magic is in the squirt bottles, and I was telling people during the holidays, well, not this past holiday, but back further, I was telling people to use the Blue Magic and add it to your soups, your stews, your sauces, right? Always get into the habit of adding those nutritional things, the Blue Magic, 1 or 2 detox capsules, add that to your pot. Get used to adding it to your pot so that way you get used to adding a few little extra seasons to blend the taste in, whether it's some coriander, some things that add a strong taste to the, so that way you can blend the taste in and you change the nutrient profile of the dish. And not only that, you change how your family digests the food. You change how your family digests the food. So that's important to get all of those different, right? When we go through the ABCs of digestion, it's important to get all of those cell types active in terms of your digestion. Yo, hold up, man. Shout out my man Art Mogul. Man, where Art? Art, where you been at? My man Art Mogul is in the building. See, we got to go live at midnight. We got to go live at midnight to catch Art Mogul. This is crazy. Yeah, man, this is crazy. So we're going to be up for a while, family. We're going to be up for a while working this magic, going through this information.
In the beginning was the way it was God, the way it was God, the way it was hard. Every step a symphony, timelines infinity, the way we raise injury, I'm the divine epiphany.
I love Dr. Enki. I love Dr. Enki.
Yo. American Hiller. Talk to him. Hey, and I'm about it, not for profit. I'm a prophet, you know he got it. And I'm about it, not for profit. I'm a prophet, you know he got it. And I'm about it, not for profit. I'm a prophet, you know he got it. And I'm about it, not for profit. I'm a prophet, you know he got it. Hormone jump, blood flow rush, brain work sharp, they still cut hush. Muscle strength up, whole frame turn savage, sex magic in the cut, big fertility package. Heart disease back down, we block no plots, fibroid shrink, cancer rate drop, memory locked in cognition on 10, we healing in the world they play. Amen. Pure knowledge in the vein, this a new aesthetic, flip food and medicine, bioenergetic. Plant genetics, said it 3 times, let it say it. Plant genetics, hit the source. That's the real weapon. Get the book in your cart, that's a mission. Amazon move quick, instant transmission. I'm a mason in the lab, blueprint in the kitchen. Anabolic hormone help stay up, stay driven. Get the D in your day, keep your bones all sturdy. Get the blue magic in your body, glow skin purdy. Eat American healer menu, every bite new sermon. Forward to the face, that's a lifestyle learning. Anabolic, not for profit, I'm a prophet, you know he got it. Anabolic, not for profit, I'm a prophet, you know he got it. Soil to the cell, transformation from the plate to the brain, recalibration from the word to the world, revelation, plant code in a blood, whole nation.
Share the video, hit the like, subscribe, Cash App, Super Chat, AmericanHealer.website, Amazon. Go to AmericanHealer.website now. Get the tools for health and inspiration the way God intended.
What you said? You did what? Yo, Art said he moved to Mexico. That's crazy. Man, well, I'm glad I got amazing work from you before you left. And every time I do something, I think about my artwork. You know what I'm saying? I think about my pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to increase the value of my pictures. You know what I'm saying? For the both of us, you know what I'm saying? But I want to increase the value of my pictures. So Art has done portraits. I have paintings done, you know what I'm saying? I have different paintings, different Dr. Inky paintings. I got the green. I got the Incredible Hulk version. Oh my God, my children be trolling me. But yeah, I got some amazing artwork from Art Mogul. He is really an art mogul, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think about that all the time. Like I gotta increase my personal value so the value of my pictures goes up. So let's start out. I think we should start out with the pepper, right? Let's start out with the pepper. Right? Let me move this chair out the way. I got a lot of crap in this room. Oh man, I done messed around. I done messed around and threw all my whiteboard rags over the table. I don't even know how I'm gonna get back there and get them. I don't know how I'm gonna get back. Yo, I don't even know how I'm gonna get back there to get them. I done threw all my rags over the table. Well, not all, obviously. I have one in my hand. Right? But we're going to get to the midnight. We're going to get to the midnight dish. Yeah, we're going to get back to the midnight dish. Hey, listen, don't threaten me with a good time. Don't threaten me with a good time. All right, so let's go to the Serrano. To the Serrano pepper, right? The Serrano pepper, 400% hotter than jalapeno. 400% hotter. Hot. But the beauty of that is you can use these peppers for arthritis. Now, a lot of people have arthritis because arthritis is the first cousin, right? So now when we look at diabetes and obesity is brother and sister, right? When you have a problem metabolizing energy, you also going to have a problem overstoring, right? Because whatever is not metabolized, you store it, right? So those go together. But the first cousin is arthritis. The reason why the first cousin is arthritis is because once you start loading up your blood with all of those excess sugars and fats and all of those things, the next stop is the joints, right? The next stop is the joints, right? So now as those things start to flooding into the joints, the same way your A1C goes up because the sugar is forming bonds with the protein, right? And we go through that in the Dr. Sebi book, right? So if you don't have our, where is that book at? Dr. Sebi versus Dr. Inky. If you don't have that Dr. Sebi versus Dr. Inky book, make sure you get that. Dr. Sebi versus Dr. Inky, electrochemistry. You got to have the electrochemistry book. Dr. Sebi versus Dr. Inky, electrochemistry book. Go get this. Inside this book, we break down the whole process of A1C, right? Melanoidins, right? And it's important that you understand this process because this is not just happening in terms of the sugar in the hemoglobin or the pigments in the blood. This is happening in the cell membranes. This is happening wherever you have collagen proteins. So when you start to feel like them shoulders, right? When you start to feel them shoulders, when you start to feel them elbows, a lot of times that's the sugar. A lot of times that's the sugar affecting the joints, right? So you start to get nicknames from doctor, things like frozen shoulder and all of these different, it comes from the sugar. So usually diabetes and obesity is a precursor for arthritis, right? Mr. Moon, you have to get a deeper understanding of the books on Amazon. Hey, Mr. Moon, you know, listen, let me tell you something, Mr. Moon. Mr. Moon asked the most interesting questions in the universe. I got to give you credit for that. But we have books for all of these questions. And this question you just asked started a whole revolution. The question you just asked, I wrote one book on, which I can't find it right now. I don't know where it is. Right? Oh, here goes the copy. Okay. This book right here. Rich Abs, Poor Abs. Rich Abs, Poor Abs is about the digestive system. In fact, I'll go through some of it real quick. Since you asked, right? No. That's the purpose of all the books. You know what I'm saying? Because people always ask like about, you know, sometimes people ask like, how many books you wrote already? And it's not about how many, it's just about the utility. It's about the value of the books. You see what I'm saying? Like being able to have this information in your house. Because as you come up with these questions, you see the relevance of having the information to be able to go and grab that. Let me go grab this. Oh, okay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just to be able, like, for instance, they have courses that they're charging hundreds of dollars, right? Hundreds of dollars so that people would be able to use the new technology better, right? When it comes to the human body and nutrition and all that, you can't just hit the Google. You can't just hit AI. You have to know specific questions and all that to ask. If you don't know what to ask, the answers you get are highly tailored and designed to summarize. So that means they're designed to withhold and just spoon feed. You know what I'm saying? So you got to know what to look for, you know. So, but this book right here turned into a whole universe of books. When I say universe of books, the characters in this book, it's two characters in this book, Rich Abs and Poor Abs. Both of these characters are me. Both of these characters, I'm talking about myself, right? I'm talking about myself. When we talk about the wave nature of the universe, I'm talking about myself when I'm at my best. That's rich abs. And I'm talking about myself when I'm at my worst. That's poor abs, right? Because what we don't know is that our abdomen, our midsection, is a chemistry lab. And depending on the size of your midsection, depending on how much fat you have, how much muscle you have, what kind of diet you have, all of those things combine into what chemistry your laboratory produces. So when your laboratory is producing life-giving chemistry, that's what we define as rich abs. When your chemistry lab is producing chemistry that is killing you, long after the meal is gone. So it's not just about the meal. After the meal is gone, your abs are producing toxic chemicals that continue to kill you while you sleep, while you walking around, while you doing other things. Your midsection is killing you still because it is a laboratory. And once you program it, it continues to create chemicals. It continues to create chemicals. So we wind up creating a whole series, multiple series of books from this one book, right? A whole universe of characters, and those characters had children, and the children got their own series. Yo, that's how important not only your question is, but the answers to your question is. Like, that is literally the future. As we begin to get into this whole thing of food as medicine, this is the future understanding. So let me take us to a couple pages. We're going to look at a couple of pages. Let me see. Okay, we will go to, I'm going to take these peppers down. And we're going to go through the ABCs real quick. I actually think my children did a better job explaining this than I did. I think they did a better job. There's a book where they break down the ABCs of the digestive system, and I think it's a better job than I did. But the books is not in here, so I'm not even gonna look. They're all in my room, scattered. Right? We got K, I, L, G, D, S, M, E, C, Armani exchange cells, right? You got your P cells, right? You got your P cells, you got your ECL cells. You got your GR cells, and then you got your G1 and G2 classified, right? This is your ABCs of digestive cells, right? All of these are different cell types. All of these are different cell types that you never hear discussed on any health channels. Nobody even knows unless they got the books. Unless they got the books, they don't even know these cells exist. They don't even know these cells exist, right? Now, what we did to take it a step further is our herbs on the website. Our herbs on the website are made, designed with these cells in mind. So it's not just the NRF2 system. It's just the NRF2 system I always discuss. But it's not just the NRF2 system, right? Our herbs are designed because your neurochemistry even is tied to your digestive system. Your neurochemistry is tied to your digestive system. Every part of your body is tied to your digestive system. Your heart and your brain are very much tied to your digestive system. So you get to everything through your digestive system. You trigger everything through your digestive system, right? And when these cells are not properly triggered, so go ahead, if you have this book at home, right? If you have this book at home, go on ahead and open up the book to page 25. Yeah, go to page 25, right? So right now you see the whole craze where they buying up Wegovy, Ozempic, and all of these other different things. That's this group of cells right here, right? That's just one of these groups of cells in your digestive system that's designed to be stimulated by fiber, right? So you have particular types of fiber that stimulate these cells, right? And this is where majority of your GLP-1 agonist activity is supposed to come from. But again, because we don't consume the fiber in our diet, we don't get the activity, right? We don't get the activity, right? So anyway, go get this book if you don't have it. Yeah, go get this book if you don't have it. You need to have this book.
Photosynthesis. Green is the businesses. Health is wealth. What are both instances? Green is the business. Green is the business. Get your order still. 100-pack chlorophyll, more than real, applaud the deal. Vitamin K for the blood, vitamin A for your eyes. Power of the ocean. American Healer is the GOAT. And get big bro price for the low. Cop and go, let them know. We cleansing and fasting. Get the month manual today. We don't claim desire and cry.
No, listen, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff in this book. Seriously. It's a lot of stuff in this book, including we talk about the purple phase a lot in this book. There's a large chunk of this book dedicated to purple phase and harmine. Harmine was the key compound when GLP. So let me just do this. I think that'll be more important than us going through this, and because people can get the book. People can get the book and go through this information from the book, right? People can go through that from the book. So go get the book, Rich Abs, Poor Abs, right? Go get the Rich Abs, Poor Abs book. But let me just go back to something, and maybe we have to do some full-fledged dedicated videos on it and bring out the book. Regina's probably on to something, right? Regina's probably on to something. But the GLP-1 is such a scam in a variety of ways, right? But one of the main ways that GLP-1 is a scam is because it has totally taken everybody's mind off of what it should be on, right? GLP-1 agonist, right, is not Batman. The GLP-1 agonist is Robin. I want y'all to understand that. Listen. The GLP-1 agonist is Robin. This is the star of the show. Right? This is the star of the show. Harmine. Harmine is the star of the show. Right? This is the star of the show. Right? Harmine was discovered for this guy. This is the information. This is the science right here. Right? This is the science. This is this is not even $1 billion science, what you're getting right now. Right? This is quadrillion dollar. This is take over the world science. Listen to what I'm trying to explain to you. I don't know. Maybe just because it's coming from me, y'all can't value it properly. You know what I'm saying? No matter how much y'all love me, because it's coming from me, y'all can't value it properly. Until y'all see me with Donald Trump or RFK, or you hear one of them type of people say it, you ain't gonna value what I'm trying to explain to you. This has changed the world. This is what, you know, like when Ubers can go right from your doorstep to the moon. Like that'd be changing the world. Like that'd be groundbreaking. Like, yo, they developed a car that could go from your crib and just take flight and go out of the solar system to the moon. That's what this is, right? The discovery starts with this molecule right here, right? The molecule is DIRC1A, right? DIRC1A, and obviously I find it because the name of the movement is Melanin versus Diabetes, right? Well, DIRC1A as a molecule, it interacts with two things. Two things, melanin and beta cells. This molecule, melanin and beta cells, right? So what happens is DIRC1 controls whether beta cells can grow in your pancreas or not. This is where the switch needs to be flipped. So all these years that scientists have been trying to figure this out. This is the thing they was looking for, to figure out how to regrow beta cells inside the pancreas. This. Then once they discovered that this was the off and on switch for growth of beta cells, then they had to figure out how does this work? Like what could they put in there to make this, to learn how to, manipulate DYRK1A as a molecule. And that's when they found this. Harmine is a very specific type of tryptophan. And we talk about the aromatic amino acid, that very same tryptophan. That's what harmine is made from. And harmine is the thing that controls this, right? But harmine was not able to, there's a lot of DYRK1A. There's a lot of this in your body. So harmine alone wasn't strong enough to get all of the DYRK1A to, flip the switch at one time to get enough beta cell reproduction in a person that it could, happen fast enough to get like healing for maybe a type 1 diabetic that's down to their last little bit of beta cells, right? In a regular healthy person, you don't need that much harmine, right? Because you don't need that much change in DYRK1A activity. Just a little bit is good because you already got beta cell activity. So just a little bit is good for you. Prevention. A pound of prevention is worth an ounce of cure is worth a pound of prevention. I think that's how, yeah. But if you have already lost a lot of beta cells, then you actually need the pound of cure. You don't need an ounce of prevention. You need the pound of cure. So they had to figure out a way now to amplify the effect of harmine, right? And that's when this guy comes into play. The GLP-1 comes in to amplify harmine. GLP-1 comes in to amplify harmine's effect at regrowing beta cells. GLP-1 agonists strengthen harmine against DYRK1A. Now, when DYRK1A is switched so that beta cells are growing, your melanin production drops down. When the beta cells is not growing, your melanin production goes back up, right? So we have multiple books explaining this. It's in the Rich Abs, Poor Abs book, right? I believe it might be in the... Is it in the hydrochemistry book? No, it's not the hydrochemistry book. It's the lymphatic immunity book, wherever that book is. No, not Food Basics. It's in the lymphatic immunity book, but it's in a few books. It's in a few books. It's not in just one book because it's the main reason we have the purple phase, right? Once I figured this out, what was, I went through all of the, it took me a while. It took me a couple of months to get through all of the papers and all of the research that was stacked up on this. And then it took me another 3 to 6 months to find the plants, right? Because like many other diabetes and weight loss drugs, they come from plants. So it took me another 3 to 6 months to find the plants that they were using. And then once I found all this stuff, I started doing videos explaining this to everybody. And I was telling everybody, listen, this is a crazy discovery. this GLP-1 stuff and this Harmonies that they get ready to start charging the $1 billion, and this gonna be a huge thing. And everybody was like, "We know, Inky. We know, Inky. One of them discoveries you made again with some research, huh? We know all about it." Fast forward about 24 months, Ozempic comes out and goes through the roof. And I'm just looking at everybody like, I told y'all, we got the earth. That's why the purple phase is named purple phase, because we use purple lilac. It's one of the plants that we use. Purple lilac is not one of these plants, but purple lilac is one of the plants that's used making metformin. Metformin comes from purple lilac, right? So, let me show y'all some of this research. Let's look around. Let me look around and see if I can pull up something real quick. Since we going crazy at midnight. Man, where is my... Hold up. Did we get rid of the stream with the... I must have deleted it. Okay. Okay. We just going to pull us up another stream. Here we go. Boop. Okay, let's go. Let's stop at the demons first. We're going to go to the Google demons first. All right, let's go to the Google demons. See this? Harmine, a natural plant-derived compound, is a potent inhibitor of the enzyme DYRK1A, which acts as a brake on human beta cell proliferation. By inhibiting this enzyme, harmine induces regeneration and increases the mass of insulin-producing beta cells in both rodent and human islets. Studies have shown that it can triple beta cell numbers in diabetic mice with combinations like exenatide, a GLP-1R agonist, increasing mass up to 7-fold, providing a potential therapeutic approach for type 1 and type 2 diabetics. That right there, that's what they call grand opening, grand closing. Now, in the purple phase that we have on the website, obviously the idea is to complement the herbs with a lot of fiber in your diet. So when you complement the herbs with a lot of fiber in your diet, your body starts to producing the GLP-1 agonist by itself. That's why we have the different cell groups from the digestive system inside the book, so we can explain to you how to complement the herbs with the diet, right? So if you're taking the herbs but you're not having the high fiber, high pigment diet, you're not going to get the same benefit, right? But that's what the plant-based version is in the purple phase. That's why we have that. And people are having a lot of success with the purple phase. Here we go. Now, I don't know what this is. Let me see what this is. Who did this work here? Okay, yeah, I believe. All right, so this is, I ain't going to say they trolling, but I spent a lot of time on this research. I don't even recognize any of these names. So this is not the first group of folks that was on the case. This is not who did the work. These are the people who did the work right here. Yeah, this is who actually did the work. Oh,
wait a minute. Andrew F. Stewart. Is that him? No, Andrew Stewart is not on this. Yeah, I definitely didn't recognize. Okay, yeah, I was on point. Okay, yeah, I didn't recognize those names. But yeah, these are the people who actually did the studies. The work has made steady advances since 2015. Okay, I got hip to this sometime around 2016, 2017, and I start following by them closely. I start following it closely. Yep. And we went through this a zillion times. This is one of the things, and shout out to Rob once again, City Councilman Rob, you know what I'm saying? Because we had the mayor come out, and this is one of the things this is the main thing I spoke on actually, when we had the mayor from upstate New York come out and welcome us and put together the event for us along with City Councilman Rob, right? So this is why I'm saying the food as medicine. This is the stuff that's been going on in the background. So when people think that RFK is just like coming out of nowhere with crazy, like a part of that is his voice. We can't get over it. It sounds crazy. So the fact that his voice is like that, it does sound crazy. So it, like, it takes away from the seriousness of his message. You know what I'm saying? Like people say, my slang, the way I dress, the way I talk, I wear gold teeth and all that takes away from I understand it. But, those things also, they may take away from my message for a certain demographic, but for a whole nother demographic, it's more important. And that's the underserved demographic that is not only underserved in terms of health professionals, but scholarship and learning and just general, like self-development, self-mastery. So it's important for people to see one of their own, you know what I'm saying, right from the neighborhood. So that's why I encourage you guys to get into all of the places that I may not be able to get into with the information. Like tonight, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tanai once again. You know what I'm saying? Tanai was, one of our early students back in the days, and he got inspired and he went to college, and now he's a professor of organic chemistry, and he's writing articles for the NIH. These very same people we looking up articles for, he in there with them. he in there with them, right? And he started right where you at, listening to Dr. Inky. You know what I'm saying? And then he went, and now he's looking crazy. He out there with them people. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that we do that, but at the same time, as we inspire, inspiration, as we inspire the inspiration, people get active with these herbs and the dietary changes. This is why it's important for me to bring in Will. You know what I'm saying? Will is taking us into his kitchen. He don't make this food for play. That's why we up at this hour. We up at this hour because he's preparing the meals for people for tomorrow. Them meals is already paid for. That's people's food he's making. And we're going in the kitchen with him, getting ready to being able to see him behind the scenes, unscripted, live. Unscripted live. There is no chef at his level that you go and see. Not without a $1 zillion budget. Not without a $1 zillion budget. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important for me to be able to bring in and partner with somebody like Will to be able to show what's getting ready to come in the future. Because we still maybe 3 to 6 years away from the world changing. The world's already changed. It just hasn't materialized in front of your eyes yet. Our world works on paper. That's why writing is very important. Our world works on paper. Things are written on paper. Things are written on paper. And when things are written on paper, those papers take a while to work their way through the proper channels before they go out into the world. That's how I knew this was coming, because I was reading all of the papers. That's why that's what articles are called. It. Oh, this is a scientific paper. This group of people has funded this research, and they did X amount of years of research. And then once they finished doing the research, what do? They put out a paper on it. And it takes a while for that piece of paper to make its rounds. And then after that piece of paper makes its rounds, people that studied that, right, they may now write some other papers. And those other papers have to make some rounds, right? So case in point, many papers like this has went out over the last 50, 60 years. Now it's gotten to the point where we got a president that's been reading, that's aware of all those papers, that believes in those ideas and putting money behind them. And he has got back into office, and now he's appointed somebody who's going to be a pit bull at putting those things into motion. So now laws have been put on the books. Laws have been put on the books to officially make food carry the weight of medicine. And doctors and colleges and medical schools and high schools that prep medical professionals to all begin to rewrite their curriculums. So that's going to take a process. That don't happen. But the pieces of paper that all have to be written and put in place and processed, and that's all done. That's why people are continuing to lose their jobs and resign, and all kinds of things are happening in the medical professional administrative place. Because all of those old people, the old guard, they got to go, period. They got to go. And it's best that they quit or resign before they get fired, because they have to go. The law has already been put in place. So now things like this is going to start to become more, you're going to stop seeing as much commercials for pills and drugs, and you're going to start to see commercials for food in their place. Food is not going to just be marketed like, okay, this right here is good for this type of whatever. It's going to go deeper in depth. And nobody has that depth except for us at this time, right? We're the pioneers. Now, over the next 24 to 36 months, you're going to see a lot of copycats. You're going to see a lot of copycats where they're going to start to breaking down food and telling you, okay, well, this, not like how Dr. Sebi was doing. Dr. Sebi was at the surface level with it. I'm talking about going into the biochemistry of like how we do, like how we getting ready to do tonight. That's why y'all get ready to be up. If y'all going to be up, if not, you go to sleep. That's cool. When you wake up tomorrow, you see the video, because I'm not going live early in the morning because I done stayed up all night, right? That's why absolutely. That's why I'm trying to explain this is cutting edge holistic knowledge. This is cutting edge holistic knowledge, right? So this is what we have in the purple phase. The herbs are literally food as medicine because it's plants. It's no different than going to the produce section of the supermarket. You're getting vegetables. That's what you get when you get herbs.
right? All right. So now we can go back. Right now we can go back to what we saw tonight. What Chef Will was getting into tonight, right? And we can get to them peppers. In fact, hold up. Wait a minute. See, y'all trolling, man. Y'all trolling me. Y'all don't got this. Hold on, man. Y'all don't got this. Are y'all trolling me? You telling me y'all don't got this? Because we went crazy in this book. Hold on. When it comes to peppers, because peppers is a whole entire like medicinal, therapeutic, like, and nobody really knows about it. Nobody really knows about it except for like Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? Mexicans, the only people that really know about the power in peppers. You know what I'm saying? That's it. But peppers is like mushrooms. Like the same way you see mushrooms and people keep coming up with new mushroom things. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a time period where mushrooms was quiet. Then late 90s, early 2000s, mushrooms just start picking up, you know, and it started with talking about the copper and just regular basic, you know, copper, selenium, stuff like that, and portobello mushrooms. And before you know it, they was getting into shiitake and this and that. And then they start selling coffee mixed with mushrooms, and everybody started talking about it at that point because they made like a multi-level marketing company out of selling you coffee mixed with mushrooms, right? So that went big for a few years, you know what I'm saying? Multi-level marketing, everybody selling you mushroom coffee. And they wasn't talking about the coffee. They was just telling you the benefits of the mushrooms, and they wasn't telling you that the coffee neutralizes some of those benefits, right? But so mushrooms went crazy. You know what I'm saying? But peppers is a whole universe unto itself. And my boy Nate, who's a Hall of Fame personal trainer, he's in the Hall of Fame. He actually inspired me. He was like, hey, what you doing with the peppers, bro? I'm like, what you doing? I talk about peppers all the time. He was like, yeah, but you ain't dedicating no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have to put a whole book or a few chapters together on peppers. And I was like, you're right. You're right. So in the codex, in the Electrogenesis Bible, we went crazy. Everything you could want to know about peppers. Everything you could want to know about peppers. Period. And then some. Everything you could want to know and then some about peppers. Right? It's very important. And this book is going to disappear soon. This book will not be available to purchase long. You said I can't eat hot peppers. Well, that's good for you that not all peppers are hot. See? There that go right there. See that? How we just took care of that? You see how we just took care of that just like that? Not all peppers are hot. And there are some hot peppers that when you blend them into your dish, the heat goes away and they give a sweet taste to the dish, depending on what you combine them with. That's why we have Will. Will takes this to a whole nother level, right?
So I had to write down all them ingredients as he was going through ingredients, throwing ingredients up, going crazy, right? So anyway, let's go to the serrano peppers. And for time, I'm going to just add the green peppers as well, right? we're gonna put all them together. And I believe he had some red peppers. Did he have some red peppers in there? I believe he had some red peppers in there, right? So off the rip, what you have to know about peppers is vitamin C, right? So the thing that peppers do for your blood, right? Peppers not only speed the metabolism, right? People say, oh yeah, I'm cleansing my blood because I have peppers, or I'm using peppers to cleanse my blood. That's not a real thing. That saying of cleansing the blood comes from herbal salesmen. You know what I'm saying? Every couple of months, I do a platform where I talk to like a group of seniors. You know what I'm saying? They're all older, 60s, 70s, 80s. And, you know, last time I did it, one of the brothers that was on there, he was telling me he had just done a full body detox, right? Now, because I respect my elders, right? Because I respect my elders, you know, I didn't offer him any correction. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I didn't offer him any correction, but I offered very gentle correction. Very gentle correction. Because listen, there is no such thing as that. That is totally fake. I know where the concept of that comes from. I know the guy who's the main brain behind that, right? And that's just herbal salesman foolishness. Like, I got this liver cleanse. I got this kidney cleanse. I got this, you know, this lung cleanse. I got this heart cleanse. I got this, you know, and I got a cleanse for each part of your body, right? And each one of these cleanses for your body, you know, each one of them costs, you know, $75. But when you get the full body kit, right, you're going to take the full body kit. I'm going to give you 50% off or some, you know, something to that effect. You know, you done heard. you know that you know exactly who I'm talking about, or you done heard somebody else that done learned it from that person and they running that same program on you. That does not exist. That is all fake. That is fake. Now, am I saying that the herbs that's in those kits are not healthy for your body? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that the herbs that's in those kits is not going to give you a benefit? No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that is imaginary marketing that's used by somebody that doesn't know what the herbs really do to sell those herbs to people that don't know what those herbs really do. They don't know the plant chemistry. They don't know the people chemistry. So they don't know how the compounds in the plant interface with your body's biochemistry, because they don't even know all the compounds in the plants, let alone how those individual compounds affect your biochemistry. What they do know is they can press certain buttons and get you to purchase. Period. So I'm going to put this kidney cleanse together with the lung cleanse, the heart cleanse, the digestive cleanse, the brain cleanse. Yeah, we're going to put this whole full body cleanse together. And you're going to get all these cleanses. You're going to be cleansed up. And you ain't going to eat no food for 2 months while you're taking all these cleanses together. Of course, good stuff is going to happen to you. Especially if you combine a whole bunch of herbs with not eating,
or you stop eating processed food and now you adding in a whole bunch of herbs with a bunch of stuff from the supermarket in the produce section, a whole bunch of vegetables and fruits, of course good stuff is going to happen to you. That doesn't mean that the marketing was correct or that the guy selling you that stuff even know what he doing. And this is why it gets so weird in the herbal space, because on one hand, you have people that have seemed to got miraculous results from taking herbs. And then on the other hand, you have people that they're not in the holistic space. They're not into holistic lifestyles, but they listen, they hear. And what happens is they wait until they are in trouble. They wait until the doctor says you got 3 months, you got 6 months, or we're going to have to cut that off you, or we're going to have to cut that out of you. And then all of a sudden, they want to go get a package of herbs and try to fix the problem that, you know, they've been ignoring the herbalist all this time. Now they want to go to the herbalist and grab something. So because they have a kidney problem, they want to go get a kidney cleanse. And then they take the kidney cleanse. The kidney cleanse does not cleanse their kidney. They still got whatever kidney problem going on. They're like, these herbs ain't no good. These herbs ain't no good. That's not fully true. Them herbs is good. The person that sold you those herbs, on the other hand, they didn't fully understand what they were selling you. They might have read an old school book from the 1800s or something, or they might have saw somebody else making some money and decided they could also make some money. 95% of the people selling herbs are in the herb business because they want to make some money. They didn't get in the herb business because they're into herbs. They didn't get into the herb business because they in the herb business because they saw the potential to make money. That's why people is like, oh, Inky, have you ever heard of Brother Yaki? I'm like, yeah, the guy that was selling crack and then using crack. And then he got high off his own supply and got shot by the plug so he could no longer sell drugs and start selling herbs. Yeah, I know who that is. But he came into this because he make money. Not because he knew anything about herbs or because he was in love with the culture. I'm sure that now that the culture is taking care of him and his family, he's maybe developed some affection for the culture, right? Because I seen him. He looks skinny, you know, shout out to him. It took a while for it to start kicking in, but, I seen him. He looks skinny, so it looks like he's really starting to get into it. I think, there's a point where, you start to see too much not to learn. You know what I'm saying? So I think he finally crossed the threshold. So I might have to start putting some respect on his name as a serious student. I think he's become a student now. Not a student of me. He's been a student of Dr. Inky. His baby mama be buying the books and all anyway. But what I'm saying, I think he's really become a student of the game, more so to learn the business and the culture because he really respects what it is now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing physical changes, but that's not what got him interested. Like many other people, when I was young, my first multi-level marketing thing was a phone company thing. The name of the company was Excel. It was like, yeah, you can make you can become a millionaire by selling people phone service. I was like, oh, I want to get into that. How much is that? $300, and you can become a representative of this. I did that. I did prepaid legal. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all do things not because I wasn't in love with being a lawyer. That's not what interested me in prepaid legal. What interested me in prepaid legal is that you could become rich by becoming a representative of prepaid legal, and you can, right? So we get into things because of the ability to take care of ourselves, take care of our family. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. But the length that we're willing to go is different. The level of dedication is different, right? The perspective, the point of view, what it is that we're looking to get back from doing what we're doing. Are we going to stay up from midnight to 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning just to, to build with the people, right? Just because of the wonderful thing. We're off to see the wizard. Right? So it's important that we understand, one thing does not cancel out the other, right? Just because there's poor marketing in terms of herbs or plants, and you might have tried to apply those herbs with a shorter duration than you needed, because you might need to be taking herbs for 6 months, 12 months, or maybe 24 months to get the results you're looking for, right? So you might have had poor marketing in terms of your expectation. You might have had expectation of taking herbs for 2 weeks and then bam, whatever your condition is magically gone like that. Bad marketing. You might have had the idea that you was going to take a colon cleanse, and somehow you was going to cleanse your colon of all whatever is going on in there. That doesn't work like that. Your colon has a very complex chemistry sphere. You got all kind of microorganisms producing different types of chemistry. You got ratios of microorganisms, like it's super. So you don't cleanse the colon. If you was to cleanse your colon, you would get sick from that. You can't cleanse your colon. You have to change the ratio of microorganisms, not get rid of all the microorganisms, right? That's one of the reasons why blasting your colon with coffee and water and all kind of crazy stuff has never went mainstream, because you might get some very short-term results, but in the long term, it doesn't give you the changes that you're looking for, because you're not creating a healthy colon. You're blasting, you're just blasting away, putting the hose up your booty and having folks fire soap and coffee and all kind of stuff up there with these wild enemas, but it's not giving you long term. Your anus was not designed for you to plug a hose onto it and power wash, like people power washing their anus like that. I promise you that wasn't the That's, you know what? That actually might be a pretty good analogy. Anyway, yeah, I'm getting sleepy high. You get sleepy, you get kind of like high and start talking crazy. So let me get through these all this food. Let's get through this food, because I ain't talking about no food yet, right? So you have vitamin C, right? And what vitamin C does is it helps construction, right? So it helps construction specifically in the bone, which allows your body to make new blood, right? And allows your liver and your spleen to help breaking down old blood and retire them blood cells and retire them out of circulation, while at the same time speeding up metabolism, right? Vitamin C also partners with iron for metabolism, right? So that is the other part to how vitamin C affects the blood. So peppers do two things, right? They strengthen and fortify the bone marrow, which is where blood comes from. And then at the same time, they increase the amount of iron your body metabolizes so that your body has what it needs. And it's a water-soluble vitamin, So that means it couples with B12. And B12 is a part of building blood, building red blood cells, right? Building red blood cells, which is a part of the reason why, you know, you want to make sure you try to keep your gallbladder. You want to try to make sure you keep your gallbladder, right? It's very important to try to keep your gallbladder, right? Because your gallbladder is a part of the heme cycle, right? So heme is a pigment that your body uses in the mitochondria and in your circulatory system, your muscles, all over the place. But heme is an end product that's a part of a larger cycle that includes all of the bilirubin and all of those other groups of pigment that we don't really talk about, except for babies. We concerned with bilirubin and jaundice when we have babies. Outside of jaundice and bilirubin, we don't really discuss it as adults, right? But it's important because it's a part of your heme cycle. And your heme cycle is going to go, you know, it's going to bleed into your iron cycle, pun intended. And it's going to determine how healthy your blood is, right? When Dr. Sebi was speaking, and Dr. Sebi was talking about anemia all the time, right? He wasn't talking about the anemia that most people thought he was talking about, because I don't know where he was getting that information, but the information was only half correct, right? Because you have the simple anemia, right? Which is like, oh, my feet cold, my hands cold, you know, I got anemia. You know, girls think it's cute to have anemia. Oh, I got anemia, I got to get iron, you know, like. But that wasn't actually what he was talking about. And you'll know the context if you understand what hemolytic anemia is. Hemolytic anemia is something way different, right? He was on to something with that. I don't know where he got that, I don't know what you know, what his info sources was. But he was talking about hemolytic anemia. And hemolytic anemia, and I sat with Mama Pill and talked about this at length a few times. Because he was doing radio shows early on with his AIDS discussion, when he was talking about how anal sex impacts the circulatory system and causes the blood to degrade. Well, when the blood starts to degrade and break down, that's called hemolytic anemia. And when the blood breaks down, the fragments of the cells breaking down can fool a PCR test and look like as if you have some sort of virus or whatever the case may be. So that's what he was talking about. But that's hemolytic anemia. Now we know, 2026, that hemolytic anemia is driven by the NRF2 system and glutathione, right? One of the reasons why we have a compound designed to work on the NRF2 system, right? Because the NRF2 system, let me pull up this hemolytic anemia so I can see what I'm talking about. Yeah. I'm also from the Bronx, so you got to take that with a grain of sand. We invented the pause game. We invented it in the Bronx. It's not a Harlem thing. Cameron and them popularized it, but that's because Cameron and Dipset and all of them, it's a lot of Bronx guys that was a part of that movement. You know what I'm saying? The Harlem part was the flashy part, but it's a lot of Bronx guys that was a part of that movement. But yeah, it's the Bronx guys that actually invented the pause game. So you got to take it with a grain of salt that I'm not, you know, like a hose plugged onto my butt or even a pump plugged onto my, that's all wow. That's all wow to me. Like, that's all wow. So you know, even if they was putting like Jesus toenail, like I don't know, it's just a hose or any kind of pump shooting fluid up my backside is crazy to me. Yo, what is up with Art Mogul, man? Shout out to Art Mogul once again. You've been watching too many Dr. Inky videos. He is trolling. I might have to bring some of them Bobby videos back, though. It's time. It's time. I gotta remind folks. All right, so hemolytic anemia is a condition where red blood cells are destroyed faster than the bone marrow can replace them, leading to a shortage and reduced oxygen delivery to the body, causing fatigue, pale skin, jaundice, and a rapid heartbeat. It could be inherited or result from infections or autoimmune disease, right? Certain medications or blood transfusion reactions can also cause it, right? With treatments varying from steroids and immunoglobulins to address the underlying causes, right? So this is what we get from the Google demons, right? This is what we get from the Google demons. And see, this is what I'm saying. You know, you really got to know. You really got to know. Otherwise, you won't get the information, right? So look, let's say, for instance, you don't have the books, you don't have the information, you don't have the Dr. Inky, right? This is a perfect example of what I'm saying about having the world of AI and AI fooling you to believe like you don't need books, you got AI. Perfect example, right? You go looking up hemolytic anemia. First of all, most people are not going to know to look up hemolytic anemia because they're not going to know hemolytic anemia exists. Right? But let's assume that just popped into your mind from somewhere else, right? Not me telling it to you. It just popped into your mind. So you go look that up, right? You go look that up. You're not going to see nothing that empowers you. You're not going to see nothing that empowers you here. Nothing that empowers you here. You got to know what you're looking for. You got to know to go type in, oh, wait a minute. Inky said, or I got that book from Inky, and in Inky's book, he was saying the glutathione. Let me see about the glutathione. Now, when you type in the glutathione, it says, oh, glutathione is critical for protecting red blood cells from oxidative damage, and its deficiency, often caused by genetic defects in synthesis or regeneration enzymes, leads to what? Hemolytic anemia. The deficiency of glutathione leads to hemolytic anemia, right? But if we just look up hemolytic anemia by itself, how come glutathione is not here? And it tells you what you need to do to take care of it is drugs like penicillin and sulfa medications. And up here it says you need to get steroids. Yeah, you need steroids and immunoglobulins to address the causes and all that. See? That's what I'm saying about this stuff. The overabundance of information is not making most people smarter. It's making them dumber. A, because we're not building our minds, and B, we don't have reference points in our mind to properly access the information. We don't know what we're looking for. It's not even a needle in the haystack, because even if you was looking for a needle in the haystack, you would know in your mind, I'm looking for a needle in this haystack. You just in a haystack. You don't even know what you're looking for in the haystack. Like, yeah, I don't know what we're looking for in this haystack, but when I find it, when I find it, then I'll know. So, anyway, hopefully we learning something. Hopefully we learning something. All right. What else is inside? Where's my? Here we go. What else is noteworthy? What else is noteworthy? All right. This is one of those things that they discovered that don't even have a category. It don't even got a proper category. Yeah, this don't even got a proper category. They just call this substance P. Yeah, this just called substance P. There's substance P in there. There's stuff that they discovered in plants. They don't even know what it is. It's just, this is just amazing stuff. It causes healthy things to happen. So they just name it so they can isolate it, but they don't know what it is. This is substance P. Then they do more research and figure some stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But substance P is in there. Yeah, substance P is mixed on there, all up in there. Let's see what is substance P. You want to get some substance P for your pain relief and your arthritis. Let me see what they say substance P do. Let's look up substance P. Substance P is an 11 amino acid neuropeptide acting as a neurotransmitter, vital for transmitting pain signals from the periphery of the brain, stimulating inflammation, regulating mood, stress, gut motility, and binding neurokinin receptors. It's crucial in the central nervous system for pain, stress, addiction, vomiting. That's interesting. So this would be something that would be highly therapeutic for people trying to deal with opioid addiction, right? Opioid addiction, that's very interesting right there, right? Because people dealing with opioid, so not only arthritis, but people dealing with opioid, you need them. You need them peppers, right? You need them peppers. Now, serrano is really high in substance P. I'm not sure how high the green peppers is in substance P, but serrano is, right? Okay, you just went crazy. You just went crazy. I don't even know where that came from. I'm not even gonna say that out loud. I'm gonna just let people read what you wrote there. I'm not even gonna read that out loud. I ain't wishing that on nobody. I don't know what you're doing with that, typing that in there. I don't even know what you're doing typing that in there. That just looked crazy. I don't know what you do. You typing that in there. Yeah, see, listen, at night, it's late at night. It's not even late at night. It's early in the morning. That's it. It's 2 a.m. So you liable to type anything. I'm going to still love you tomorrow. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. You don't went crazy. You don't went crazy. That's what that means. You don't went crazy. My man done talked about cutting off the ball game. What? What is going on in your house and in your life that you is typing in? You talking about the ball game, man. Yo, it's 2 a.m. You know for sure the tabs is open. Yo, at 2 a.m., you know for sure it's a lot of clicking back and forth. I appreciate the people who are here watching. But we've been on for more than 3 hours. We've been on for 3 hours. So in that 3 hour span, woo! In that 3 hour span, a lot of things done happen from midnight till from 11 o'clock till now, tabs is open. That's a certified fact. That is a certified fact. Okay, look, let's just go over here. We're just going to try to go through this fast. We're just going to go through this fast. Because I keep talking and y'all keep making me laugh. And late night is not a good time for teaching. Late night is not a good time for teaching about food, clearly, because it gets crazy. Folks start talking about cutting off their Johnsons and all that. And it's getting wild. Yeah, folks start talking about cutting off their Johnsons and all kind of foolishness. Yeah, we ain't cutting off no Johnsons, man. So let's go to some highlights, right? We're just gonna go to some highlights because listen, we go into a lot of these foods in details in the kitchen chemistry books, right? So if you see all the way to your right, that's kitchen chemistry book number 1. And then if you look all the way to your left, that's kitchen chemistry book number 2, right? Make sure you have those books. Make sure you have those books. We're gonna go through some highlights, right? We're gonna go through some highlights. All right. So let's go into the chickpea. And let's talk about, since we're talking crazy. Let's just talk about this raffinose, which is listed as a fiber, right? It's listed as a fiber, but it's actually a complex sugar, right? It's listed as a fiber, but it's actually a complex sugar, right? So it's complicated, right? It's complicated. But one of the reasons why I was so high on chickpea, not only because obviously, the holistic, the black god of holistic food, Dr. Sebi recommended it, but because it was one of the few sources of galactose. And galactose is one of the things that's high. You get a lot of it in breast milk, but it's not really found in much other places, right? So it's one of those key things that's in breast milk that you just don't have other places. And chickpea happen to be a decent source of galactose, right? But it's bounded up inside raffinose. But your brain really likes galactose. Your brain really likes it. But it goes into your lower digestive system and your body breaks it down. Yeah, your gut bacteria breaks it down. Not your gut bacteria, really more of your digestive system and your colon. When you start getting to the end of the road, you're like, well, although we got to the end of the road. Yeah, when you get to the end of the road, you got a lot of hungry bacteria back there. And when you get to the complex starches, the complex sugars, those are the things strong enough to make it all the way through your digestive system to get to those bacteria that you have back there at the end of the road. And it really changes your risk factor for colon cancer. It really changes the risk factor. So that's one of the key hidden nutrients in chickpea that's not often talked about. What else is dope about chickpeas? Choline. Okay, well, that is an alarm that I almost never hear because I am never in this room at 2 a.m.
stop pretty soon. It might come back though. But choline is important for your brain, right? Choline is important for your brain function. Chickpea is loaded with that. Chickpea is also loaded with a lot of, well, not a lot of, but we just looked at one, right? Because sometimes it might even be listed as resistant starch. Now, remember I told you that chickpeas and pigeon peas are really similar. So I know we went through the pigeon peas the other day. But just, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And when we're looking at these complex sugars, these resistant starches that act like fiber, these are the things that stimulate the bacteria. So the bacteria provide also some of those GLP benefits, right? So this is important when we're putting the food together. You know what I'm saying? It's important when we're putting the food together. The Nutrivore score on Top Shelf Chickpea. We're gonna give the Nutrivore score. We're gonna rate Chickpea at about a 87 out of 100. We're gonna give Chickpea a grade A on nutrition. We're gonna give Chickpea a grade A on nutrition, right? Beta carotene versus anthocyanin. Let's do that. Let's do that real quick. Let's go beta, or no, let's do it like this. Let's go carotenoids versus anthocyanin health benefits. Yeah, let's look at this. Let's look at the battle here. All right, let's look at this battle real quick. Carotenoids is your yellow, orange, and reds. Anthocyanins is your blue, purple, and reds, right? These are pigments. The carotenoids excel in eye health, immune function, and skin protection. The anthocyanins dominate in terms of heart health, cognitive function, reducing inflammation, and cancer protection, right? So why are we having this conversation, right? Because you have two different types of sweet potatoes, right? You have two different types of sweet potatoes. So you saw Will tonight. Will was using the yellow, right? So that is the beta carotene rich, or the carotenoids, the yellows, oranges, and the reds, right? But you can also get the sweet potatoes that's purple, right? You can get either one, or you can go crazy and have both of them in one meal, right? But you get the different pigment tells you what type of nutrition is present, right? Okay. Now, this is another type of pigment, right? This is another type of pigment that is promoted along with, right? Along with the mushroom coffee drink, and along with the coffee enema, right? They talk about chlorogenic acid, right? But chlorogenic acid, you don't have to have the coffee for, You don't have to have the coffee for it because you can get it right from your sweet potatoes. Right? You can get this right from your sweet potatoes. Right? This with the stuff you just when food becomes medicine, this is what they're going to be talking about. You can get this right from your sweet potatoes. And we were talking about sweet potatoes back in the Skintology series of books, right? The autodidact book, the orthorexia book, and the kitchen chemistry books. Yeah. Right? Who got them books? Right? And not only that, you can get right? All of these main compounds that they talk about that you can get from the coffee, you can get these right from the sweet potatoes. All of this is in the sweet potatoes, along with quercetin and a whole bunch of other things, right? But we just doing highlights. We just doing highlights, right? So I want to try to touch on some of the things that you may not know about already, as opposed to, talking about quercetin or isoflavonoids and stuff that you may have heard about 1,000 times in 1,000 places, right? Now, when it comes to the Hawaiian plantain, most people don't know about Hawaiian plantain or the herb at all. So we might want to look at some things that we may not know about, right? This is one of the reasons why island folks is on the plantain. Plantain is one of those things that you would be using food as medicine for, right? Because anything that protects your liver protects your whole entire body. Anything that protects your liver protects the whole entire body. Right? Very crucial. Right? And we just going crazy. We're just going crazy. Right? Now, this is why they do with the plant, with the greens, the plant part of the plantain. The plantain is the fruit, but the plant part they use, and they sometimes combine it with like aloe, and you would make something for rashes. You know what I'm saying? So people with any type of recurring rashes in their private part, on their body, in their scalp, right? You can use allantoin. You can use plantain and aloe, and you can put together some highly therapeutic, external use, right? External use. Let me see what else we got in here. We got gallic acid. Right? Gallic acid, going back to our cancer conversation, right? So there's a lot of stuff and then obviously you saw the size of the plantain, right? You saw the size of the plantain, so it's loaded with fiber, right? It's loaded with fiber, so we ain't got to go there, right? Let's talk about this real quick. Manganese. Manganese is highly disrespected. Manganese is the twin brother of magnesium. Yeah, manganese is the black one. So manganese gets violated. That's how it go. When they discovered magnesium and manganese, they discovered them together. They share property, the origin and all. There's just magnesium is white, manganese is black. Manganese gets violated. No press coverage.
no press coverage for manganese. You know what I'm saying? But manganese is required for a wide variety of enzymes. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of your seasonings have that in it, right? Your oreganos, your cloves, right? Cloves are high in manganese. What else do they have? The ginger. So, you know, you got gingerols, like ginger alls. Ginger alls is discovered strictly in ginger. So that's why it's named after ginger. Eugenol. Eugenol is in the cloves. Let me pull some of these up. Right? Because I know y'all know about cloves and eugenol and gingerol, but the bay leaves, I know people don't really know about bay leaves. Bay leaves is super medicinal. Super medicinal. Right? These clear out your lungs. Right? This is in the bay leaves. The bay leaves will clean out your lungs. The bay leaves have all of the same stuff in it as the cloves do and more. A lot of people know about cloves. People don't really know about bay leaves. People, you know, Italians, they use bay leaves in pastas and all that, but people don't really get into the bay leaves. All these things I'm looking up now is for you to see is in your bay leaves. Right? All these things is inside your bay leaves. Right? Insulin sensitivity. All this is in the bay leaves. Right? All these things is in bay leaves. Right? What else don't y'all know about? Oh, I can't leave without this. We can't go nowhere without this because I'm trying to shortchange y'all so I can go to bed. Yeah. Because even though it's no school tomorrow, the city shut down. I know the children are going to be up, and I got to be up with them, or they'll be jumping on me. The dog might be licking on me. Like, why is the dog not in its cage? Why is it licking me in my face? What are y'all doing? Right? It gets wild in the morning if I'm not up first. Right? But this is all in the bay leaves. All of these nutrients I'm pulling up. It's more stuff too, but you know, now real quick, let's do this real quick. I want y'all to look at GABA. Blah, 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 exercise recovery, blood-brain barrier, da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, see, it don't mention nothing about the main thing. See that? Why it don't mention nothing about the main thing? Like, you do mention the main thing. The main thing is GABA's a neurotransmitter and all that. Nah, see, that's what I'm saying. If you don't know what to search, you ain't going to find out nothing. That's why you got to get them books. So you know how to use these tools right here. So we want to dive deeper, right? And we want to just cut to chase and ask, why didn't you mention GABA effect on insulin glucose? Why didn't you mention GABA's effect on insulin and glucose? GABA plays a sophisticated and emerging role in metabolic health by acting directly on the pancreas and liver to regulate insulin and glucose. You see what I'm saying? Look what I'm trying to tell you. These machines gonna hide the information from you. You ain't gonna get the right information unless you know what to put in. You got to know what to put in here. If you don't know what to put in here, you ain't gonna get the information out. You now all of a sudden, look, recent studies in 2025 demonstrated endogenous GABA is critical for maintaining the proper rhythm of insulin secretion. Now it says recent studies in 2025. I've been telling people about GABA and blood sugar for 10 years. Oh my goodness. Jesus, take the wheel. So messing with me, you'd have been 10 years ahead of this. And this information still ain't coming out because you got to know what. Anyway. So GABA is important because now GABA is in the tomato paste, right? So when you make that tomato paste properly, or you get a high quality one that you purchase, in a jar or something like that, you're going to get the GABA effect. That's coming from the tomatoes and the tomato sauce / tomato paste, right? Lycopene, you know about lycopene. You should know about lycopene. All right, Gemini be trolling. What else? Let's talk about this is how another way how tomatoes help to control your blood sugar. So tomato is something that it's one of those things that will be good for you to add into your smoothies, right? But people don't add tomatoes into their smoothies. That's why the juicing people get to run around and talk crazy. Like juicing is the way to go. And juicing is so amazing that, if you smoothie and you ain't going to get juicing is way better than doing a smoothie. That's because people ain't putting nothing in their smoothie but maple syrup and agave syrup and mangoes and all kinds of sugary foolishness. They not loading it up with the right type of things. You know what I'm saying? They ain't putting no garlic in their smoothie. They ain't putting no onions in their smoothie. They're not putting tomatoes in their smoothie. That's what you got to put in your smoothie, right? That's what you're supposed to be putting in your smoothie, right? Okay, now this is what I was saying we got to get into before I get out of here. I got to get y'all into this. Yeah, we got to get into this. Now, this is where the mushrooms get real different, right? This is where the mushrooms get different, right? This is where the mushrooms gets different. And there's no other substance that has the impact on the human brain as this ergotheanine. Not discovered yet. There's no other substance that has been discovered that has the same impact on the brain than this. And it's not only in mushrooms though. It's in some other plants. You can get it in some other plants. I think it's in sometimes I can hold you. Sometimes I be wanting to not tell y'all about stuff because y'all don't be hitting the super chats. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't be hitting the super chats and all that. And I be saying to myself, every time I talk about these things on the internet, like 6 months or 12 months later, the price in the supermarket go up. You know what I'm saying? So it don't be like I don't want to tell y'all or I need y'all to hit the super chat and let me tell y'all, but I be feeling like my grocery budget, you know what I'm saying? Like it be impacting my groceries budget. Because it be cheap items in the supermarket because nobody's interested in buying them except me. So when nobody buys it in the supermarket, after a couple of weeks, it goes on clearance. So not only is it the regular price, but then I wait till it's 40% off, 50% off, 60% off on clearance. And I be racking up like, Give me that. Yeah. But then if I tell people, yo, go back to the supermarket and start buying wheat germ again, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I'm going to go back to the supermarket and I'm going to start grabbing wheat germ. And not only when I grab a jar of wheat germ, it's going to start being like right now, if you go to the supermarket, the wheat germ is always filled. It's always stocked, filled, maximumed up because nobody's buying it. So it's always on the shelf. It's always maximum. Once I start telling people to get it, because, you know, the people don't watch me, but all of the salesmen and the herbal holistic teachers, that's the people that watch the video that don't hit the like button. When you hit the like button on YouTube, other people get to see what you've been watching. So they watch in secret. They don't talk in the chat and they don't hit the like, but they watching. So that way, after they listen to me, they could go back to their page with 10,000 subscribers, 50,000 subscribers, and be like, hey, now listen, guys, what you've got to start doing is getting that wheat germ, because the wheat germ, now I've done some extensive research, and I've discovered that wheat germ is amazing because you ain't did no extensive research. You was up watching Dr. Inky last night. Oh my goodness. See, this was gonna happen though. You're gonna start going to the supermarket, and then the wheat germ is not gonna be a full shelf no more. It's gonna just be a few. You're gonna be like, oh hell no, what is going on with the wheat germ? Then a few more months, sometimes you're gonna come to the supermarket and ain't gonna be no wheat germ. You're gonna be like, what? Who the hell? Who is buying this goddamn thing? By then, you're gonna start saying Dr. Oz saying, hey, everybody, it is very important that you start to get wheat germs because the benefits of wheat. You're gonna be like, hey, doctor, how the hell did Inky talking at 2 o'clock in the morning work its way all the way around? Because the internet is a small place. And people don't really do that much research. People pretend to do research. They just watch other people that's doing research. And they treat these places like a money thing. You know what I'm saying? So for there's many people out there, I'm their source of income. Yeah, I'm their source of income. They're watching, they're buying the books, they're reading it, then they telling people they did extensive research and discovered all these discoveries. Oh my goodness. But but yeah, wheat germ is a good, wheat germ is something that's good too. Wheat germ is good. Wheat germ, yeah, you can get that wheat germ work. Right? Yeah, you can get that wheat germ work. Because these recipes all look crazy.
Yeah. And I'm definitely grateful to collab with Ink. Like he's been, sort of like a silent mentor, kind of like, guiding me through a lot of these different processes, and, me reaching out to him. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? So that's just a testament to, a lot of information that, I gathered from him and other people.
Lamar, don't take my word for it. Scholar, Society Baby, Dead Stop, Madman, Jeremiah. Thanks to the whole chat.
It's not just kitchen chemistry. You gotta add chemistry in the kitchen. And well cooked. Yeah. Osborne, Paul and Tiki, Kev, Brian, Amber, on your speaker. Peyton, Andrew, you know the life. Kyle D, Lumpy Snipes, on Christ. Nobody else is this nice. So good it's almost a fight. So good it's almost a fight. So good it's almost a fight. I've been nice like nobody else. Right in the fear, look, Paul top shelf. It's nothing new, you can tell me. I live off love, shout out to Helvy. I believe in God, it's really natchez. 20 years later, we're Philly natchez. 100 packs popping, studying detox, and live on YouTube, new books dropping. We yelling, add your game, 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 add your game. know the life, Cal D, Lauren P. Snipes. On Christ, nobody else is this nice. So good it's almost a vibe. So good it's almost a vibe. Z still with us. Mun still with us. Tiff still with us. Hey, this what consistency get us. The golly, I've been robbing Cardi. Hot one, we stylin'. It feel good to see Jamal Allen. Do it, Rashawn. Make me feel like LeBron. Hey, I'm telling you, chat, that's the topic. I see the life fiber optic. Laven has got it. It's real. I give thanks. Thanks for tuning in. It's soon to win. Make sure you doing him. Oh yeah. Make sure you doing him. Make sure you doing him. We yelling out your gang, 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 out your gang. Bars, 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 and what? Gang, gang, boy, gang, well, I Osborne, M4, politic, Kev, Ride, Amber, I'm a speaker. Peyton Andrew, you know the life, Kyle D, Lauren P. Snipes. On Christ, nobody else is this nice. So good it's almost a vice. So good it's almost a vice. Mark Hill and Jalen's, family, friends, they wanna see me make ends. Help me drop a bestseller, recognized as a trendsetter. Through the stormy weather, still applying pressure. Blue magic netches, my bitters netches, my monthly detox getters. It's about waves we flowing. You already know where we going. Double back 100 packs from the ocean. They potent. Push up, peak, calisthenic cow. 60 and 60, getting busy. We got YouTube in a frenzy with no views. Me and my old crew in syndication. Off information, your veterans, veteran. Second season of medicine, time to talk bread again. Boom. Bars, bars,